Hello ladies and welcome back to Chengi's World. I am so glad to be back here. I am back at my house and I've just parked and the car is roasting. So I thought to myself, oh, my sister did some mowing, so my garden isn't so terrible. I have to be honest, I hate gardening, and I got this house that I'm leaving soon, and I love the idea of having a garden and had all sorts of plans for it, but I never got around to it. So it's not the best mowing that's been done, but I think we'll be okay. I think you won't judge me too much. It's not too bad. But I wanted to do a really quick video for you again today on Man Talk Monday. So if you're new to this channel, welcome to Chengi's World. I'm Chengi, and you, my precious one, are my world. And for those of you who are coming back for the second, third and fourth time, welcome back, and thank you so much for being here. Let's try and build up Chengi's World. We're nearly there. We're at 3,500. Another one, more sharing, more commenting, more liking, and we will be on the map at 5,000. It's just because I've decided that I need to have a goal in life. So I've set some targets for the end of this month. So it'd be really great if you ladies would help out and get this message of hope and restoration out there to every woman who is craving and deserving the love that some of us have found, will find, and are finding even as I record this video. So welcome back and keep tuned. So today I want to talk about love the way that you love. Some of the things that I have noticed definitely as I have worked with women and also in my own personal journey is a pressure to play games. I've done a video on this video called don't play games with men. It's not a good idea. Okay, so there's a lot of pressure for us to love differently, to be unconscious and unaware of how we love, how we give love, and almost sort of edit ourselves downward, edit ourselves differently so that we can attract love or attract the attention of somebody, because we're so afraid of losing them, so afraid of losing their attention, so afraid of being alone or running them off, that we will sort of take on board how we are told to love and the science and the psychology. Now, here's the thing. I truly believe that there is a framework, there is a place called needy that produces certain behavior, and that behavior is often what coaches and professionals are trying to adjust without necessarily working on the insides. And as you know, my job is always to work on the inside out, because the problem is always on the inside, because what we do is not as important as the place from which we do it and why we do it. If I send a guy 4 messages in one row, and in those messages I'm trying to communicate something of importance, is very different from when I send him 4 messages in a row because I'm running him down, or I'm trying to get his attention because I'm needy, I need his attention. It's the same activity, it's the same behavior, but it's coming from 2 different places, and therefore it's received from the place in which it is given. That's what I really want to talk to you guys, to you ladies, about today, that it's the place from which you speak, the place from which your actions derive from, and above all, the administration that you put around it. And I'm going to explain that a little bit later. I was talking to one of my clients, and she didn't want to come across needy and desperate with a guy that she genuinely was really feeling. She was feeling him for real. She really liked him. There was a lot of chemistry, and she really found herself falling in love with him really very quickly. And she was sort of putting up a wall and trying to manage that situation, like all of us do. We've been hurt before, so what we do is we put up an emotional wall, and what happens is our energy read becomes conflicting. We begin to send off an energy read that is conflicting. Okay, so what I mean by that is, you know, you want to show somebody that this is how you feel about them, because you're certain that you are getting that energy read from that person. But you're afraid that if you just verbalize that I really like you, or I think I'm falling in love with you, that he's just going to pack up and run. Now, here's the thing. Somebody who wants to be there won't run. Now, you can, you know, one of the things I keep saying is, fall in love the way you love the way you love, fall the way you fall. I, for one, speaking for myself, I fall in love fast and hard. I am very aware of myself. And for many years and for a long time, I used to edit myself. I used to edit myself downward. I used to think to myself, you know, Chengi, you need to not give yourself over to somebody emotionally that quickly. You know, take your time, get to know them. But what I didn't realize about myself is I have a very strong gift of discernment. I'm very discerning, and I'm very good at picking up people and qualities and character. And what I was doing was, when I see somebody that falls within the realms of what I desire, when I meet somebody who I read them to be honest and have a degree of integrity, and I read them to be genuine, what I do is I open up like a flower very quickly, because I have a gift, I have an ability to read people very, very quickly and know what their motives are. I know when there's something off. I'm very in tune with myself. So once I read that you're fundamentally a decent person, and we engage and we connect in a real and deep way, then I would automatically let down certain barriers. And I'm a very transparent person. I'm very comfortable telling a guy that I like him on the first date. I'm very comfortable with that. And when I, you know, and I think sometimes it sort of shocks them. I'm like, you know, I like you. I really like you. I like you. And they're like, oh, okay. And in my experience, no one's ever gone running away because of that, because I don't say it from a place of neediness. I don't say it from a place of I need you to like me back. I don't say it from a place of please begging like me back. I say it because it's my truth, and I own my truth, and I recognize that verbalizing it releases me from keeping it on the inside. So I'm quite happy to tell a guy, look, I like you. I just like you. You're so funny, or I really like you, or I've got a good feeling about you. I'm quite transparent that way. And don't feel any kind of way telling a guy that I love him either. So for a long time, I used to believe that there was something wrong with that. You know, that's not how it works. A woman doesn't say this first. She has to wait for a man to do this first. But the key is coming from a place of your truth, knowing your truth, and speaking it with no apology. The key is being so self-aware, so honoring of yourself, honoring your emotions, honoring your feelings, honoring your makeup, how God created you to be, how God created you to love. I love well, I love hard, I give. The moment I meet somebody and I like them, and my spirit checks them as approved, not necessarily for not knowing the things that may come up in the future and the revelations that may come up in the future. I'm well aware that things will be revealed, and neither am I jumping into any levels of commitment because I feel that way. I am, as I grow in awareness and consciousness of who I am and how I love, and honoring yourself is number one, the most important thing. You know, if somebody is there and they're for real, they're gonna resonate with that. They're gonna resonate with that, and they're gonna find a comfort level with you where they can be truly honest and open with you. If you want somebody's heart to be open, you've got to sometimes take the risk of opening yours first. If you want somebody to be able to tell you their truth, then you've got to be comfortable telling yours. And the moment somebody feels that this girl is comfortable telling her truth, this woman is comfortable in her truth, she owns her feelings, she owns her behavior, she owns her reality, and she's comfortable with that, and is comfortable with the fact that that might mean I'm being rejected. It's not coming from, I need you to love me back, I need you to like me back. When I verbalize my truth, it's not to somehow emotionally kind of get somebody to commit to me, or to show me that they love me, or to search, but to say, look, I am this is how I am. I operate in truth in the inward parts. I am a transparent person. I'm very private, don't get me wrong. My sister put it perfectly. She said, you're private but you're transparent. I'm a very transparent person. This is how I intend to deal with you moving forward. This is the nature of the relationship that I expect moving forward. So I'm going to be honest about how I'm feeling about you at this moment, whether it's I feel uncomfortable with what you've said, or I'm not comfortable with what you're requesting, or I'm not comfortable with the situation or your request. I'm very comfortable letting somebody know how I'm feeling, and that is in fact very feminine. When you are communicating to a man from your feelings and you are clear about what you are feeling, it is the most feminine place you can ever be. Feelings are our realm of femininity, and when we're able to say, this is how I feel about you, this is how I feel about this is how I feel about this situation, then we're actually truly in our feminine. And when we're able to verbalize that, we allow a man to come into his masculine, and at that point he feels he must protect your feelings. His instinct for a masculine man is to protect your feelings and to protect and to cherish you, because that allows him to operate in his masculine, because men are not at liberty in the same way as women are to express their feelings. So sometimes by you being open and loving the way that you love. Now for me, if I love very hard, like I said, if you're in my life, I love you, I want to know you're okay, and if you're sick, I'm sick with you, and I want to hold your hand, and I want to be there for you, and I want to care about you, and I don't care if I've only met you a week ago. I want to care about you because I like you, because this is how I love hard, and I take risks with somebody, and I'm prepared. And even though we've only known each other 2 weeks, that's who I am. And when you don't allow me to love you that way, and if that comes across to you as stifling, if that comes across to you as choking you, then you are not the person for me. Then, because there is joy in giving than receiving. It's loving makes me happy. Giving of my love makes me happy. Now I'm not talking about strangling a guy with your affections. I'm not talking about being soppy. I'm not talking about any kind of extremity. I'm talking about being in self, being conscious, being centered, be present within yourself, and being okay with sharing that with somebody, being okay with that being your truth, being okay with that being your reality, right? It's okay for you to like somebody and let them know. It's okay for you to be falling in love with somebody and let them know that, I really think that I'm falling in love with you. I see, I feel I'm falling in love with you. That's how I feel. And it's okay if I've only known you 3 weeks. It's okay if I've only known you 2 weeks. That's how I feel. And if that burdens that man, if that, it's what you are feeling. Now, when you try and stifle it, helicopter, when you try and stifle that feeling, what comes across as an incongruency, and what you allow and permit is for somebody to be duplicitous with you. You allow for somebody to not bring and to not show up at the table. Like I said on my Instagram, you've got to show up. Okay, you've got to show up as you and allow that person to accept or reject that. Now, in order for you not to come across needy, it's about checking your emotional space and thinking, and your motives. Why am I saying this to this person? Is it to guilt trip them? Is it to pace the relationship faster than he is willing for it to go? There must be when you are loving the way you love, giving the way you give, speaking and sharing from the place that you're sharing with, there cannot be an ulterior motive. There cannot be, so you want me back, so you love me back. There can be no unexpected, you must reciprocate to the way that I feel because I feel this way. If you are saying it and you can check your own heart and live in a greater sense of awareness of why you are doing the things that you are doing. Am I doing this because I can feel him slipping away? And if I just let him know that I feel this way, maybe he might come back. Am I sharing this to manipulate, to exploit this person, or am I sharing it because it's my truth and I'm happy to feel it? It's okay to be excited when you meet a guy. It's okay to feel great about meeting him and letting him know that you feel great, that you've met, you enjoy his company. It's okay to own your feeling. It's okay to own your place. It's okay to love the way that you love. And that's today's message. For some of you who are meeting somebody, you're about to meet somebody, I want to give you permission. You don't need me to give you permission, but sometimes we need professionals or people who we give authority to, or experts, to give us permission. I'm giving you permission, contrary to what you may have heard or been through or heard said. I am giving you permission to love the way you love. okay, and love from the right place, to be your authentic true self, to be on that date, to meet that guy, to have an honest and open conversation that says I am authentic and I'm comfortable in my own skin, and rejection doesn't tear me apart. You don't have to feel the same way. We don't I'm okay telling you that I'm not comfortable. I'm okay telling you that you make me feel really comfortable. And some of us can easily hemorrhage a good situation with a guy by being too guarded, and that man never feeling comfortable to park his heart with our heart, because our game is just that strong. You know, we've got that game, it's strong. I don't let nobody know how I feel. And in so doing, you can be sabotaging something real. I say come out of the gate as your authentic true self. Come out of the gate being honest with a vulnerability. People know that when we share these things about ourselves, we are making ourselves vulnerable, and we allow them to be vulnerable with us, and we give them permission to be vulnerable with us. And we open the door for something real and authentic to happen, or nothing at all. And you're better off that way, because there's nothing sweeter, there's nothing more amazing, there's nothing more fulfilling than somebody who accepts the way that you love and loves you back. Who embraces the way you love, who loves it when you tell him that you like him, who tells you he likes you back. Somebody who is then open enough to say they're afraid to lose you because you're just a wonderful woman. Somebody who has been given permission to love you the way they want to. There's nothing sweeter, there's nothing better, there's nothing more delicious than being vulnerable and getting that person be vulnerable back with you. And that can never happen, and that is likely not to happen if you put the onus on that other person to open up first, or to be more authentic first. Why don't you just come out of the gate authentic? Why don't you come out of the gate and just let that boy know that he's the one? Yeah, you know, that you like him. It doesn't mean you're going to marry him. It doesn't mean that you approve of everything that he will do or do. You can acknowledge that I need to get to know you. I still need to become familiar with you. I still need to get to grips with the man that you are, but I like you. It's okay. So I hope this video helped somebody. I loved making it. Take care of you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. See me on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to work with me one-on-one, I'm here for you. I am actually putting together a package that's a little bit more affordable, because I recognize that not everyone can sort of manage the prices, but I really want to be able to serve all of you. So soon I'll be announcing my new packages that you can take advantage of. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of you. Love you lots.